Okay, there we go. It says delay starting in that. Okay, my bad. I completely forgot about the stream delay. It's okay though, because we've still got like a load of time left. There we go, so 3 minutes 26 before the map officially starts. I'm in the lobby now, thankfully. There was no issues on them. I just was not familiar with the process. Map's being started now, apparently. Damn, okay. We're getting on quick.
Initiating match.
So here we are on Lijiang. First map is Night Market. Now, I'm not worried about the Pharah here, although the ban from Nameless ended up being Zarya. Which, honestly, Zarya's very, very strong right now. I completely understand that. A bit more understandable than the Pharah ban. I think the Pharah ban was born mainly out of fear, to be honest. I don't want to see the comps that come out. Okay. So it looks on the side of Nameless that we've got a ball comp coming out. And then on the side of Spartana, we've got a very standard for this map. Diva Sim. That's not as standard as I thought, actually, to be honest.
4, 3, 2,
Let's get rid of that.
1. Round 1.
So coming out, starting out with a Sim, Echo, Lucio, Kitty, Diva. The Sim wasn't staying. I honestly thought that the Diva would be staying. Instead, Prodigy goes onto the Tracer, trying to control the right side of the point. Meeting the other Tracer, but does have the Lucio support. Very nice to see. Elements spamming out the backline a little bit. Looking for something. They're actually managing to get something on the header. Doesn't result in a kill, though. As the Chinese name ball. Threatening them a little bit in the backline. Although, somehow, Nameless managed to cap the point. They just weren't looking. Spartana just let them have it for some reason. Recall gets forced from Prodigy. Same with Toner. And they're fighting back for control of this point, but Nameless are not going to let them have it. They are contesting it very well with the help of the ball and Trace, and the Lucio's even putting in a little bit of work, although the point does get flipped. No kills for either team have come out yet, except that one from Kabi onto Toner. Just to really drive home that iron fist that they've got on the point right now. Although Ice does get traded, maybe it wasn't as ironclad as I thought. Although with the Kitty alive, they can get a little bit of support. Suzu just get forced by the ball. And the bit of an echo diff. Heather taking out Element. Kiriko's getting extremely pressured right now, and ball takes him out. It's not looking too good. Spartana have only got 3 people left alive, and the Diva's getting demeched by Heather. Although Heather just get taken down. And the point goes back over to Nameless. These have been such scrappy fights so far. Not really sure what they were hoping to get on the side of Spartana after the Lucio died. You know, Ice sort of got picked. And then Sarcastic tried to play backside a point, but it just wasn't really working out for him. They're playing very far back, just trying to spam out as much as possible. However, Ice and Prodigy trying to chase Aix a little bit. Forces Aix to go away. There is pressure onto the point coming out. Both Kabi and Sarcastic trying to push their way onto point slowly. Ice gets taken out by Toner again. That's the second time that he's died first. Sarcastic has no cooldowns left. Has to ult to get out, but does get taken out by Toner. That's incredible work from Toner, forcing out all of those cooldowns and then securing the kill after that. Nuke does come out from Kabi. Doesn't find anything, but the pulse bomb from the Echo copy Element does find Mixie. Tony gets taken out, but the point is still in control of Nameless. Their ults just came out better. They had just better ult usage, and the positioning was a little bit better from them. Isis got took out at the start of the fight again. He needs to survive just a little bit longer. The value that he can get on the Lucio will be incredible if he can survive long enough to do it. He has the beat. He's looking to use it, although there is a Kitsune rush available for Aix. Speak of the devil, here it comes, and the beat gets responded to with the beat from Ice. Kiriko is not finding anything. In fact, nobody's finding much of anything. Heather is having a little bit of a field day on the Echo. Nearly gets taken out by Kabi, but manages to find her way out. I stand corrected just slightly. Well, Tona's going to clean up the kills that Heather couldn't quite get. Kabi trying his best to just force the tiniest little bit of stall. It's not enough. That was so rough from EMPR Spartana. They tried. They really did. Although I think the first couple fights where Ice died first just crippled any momentum, any mobility that they could have had to get on top of the extremely slippery comp that Nameless have. I mean, if you've got the speed advantage, especially in a comp like this, you know, you've got Lucio, Ball, Tracer, Echo, Kitty. Who do you go on if you're Spartana? Like, if you're Spartana and you don't have speed, you are so slow in comparison that you can just get out-moved. You can get out-rotated, out-maneuvered. You can basically have free reign to do whatever you want. Now, this is the map that they actually banned the Pharah for, I imagine. Lijiang Gardens, however, they force the Echo on it anyway, which I find very interesting. Just waiting a little bit, trying to vie for position. Nameless trying to find something on bridge, doesn't quite get it. It's unfortunate. Heather just biding his time, going in, trying to get something on the Echo, and Kitty doesn't find it, getting forced out himself. Maybe a kill comes through. Oh! Incredible survival from Heather. Although it looks like the tables are turning a little bit. Spartana putting out so much control over the point. No kills yet. Prodigy does find one onto X, actually. I stand corrected. Though he looks happy with what he's got for now. Isn't really going to try anything too crazy. Doesn't want to chase his advantage too much. Element, on the other hand, just trying to force out the ball, not letting him get set up. Kabi being a little bit of an anchor. Not letting these supports get anywhere near the rest of the team. Trying to starve them from resources. I've really liked this from Kabi. Although sarcastic, getting chased out. Suzu Force, TP Force does get the mega health back. And does he have support from Element? No, he does not. Just get the TP back just in time, but he's being attacked by the Tracer anyway. Kabi falls off the map somehow. I don't really know how that happens, but Prodigy gets taken out by the sticky bombs, and with the final ticks from Tona, Heather finds the cleanup kills along with Aix. And Kabi's just trying to get a little bit more of a store. I do like this. Just getting out the tiniest last bit of percentage that you can. And the clock doesn't stop yet. Ice comes back with more stall. The clock finally stops at 62. They're actually chasing him into spawn a little bit. Doesn't want to commit to it, though. You don't have to as Ball. You've got that mobility. Nameless's keyboard disconnected for a second. It's all good. Now they're just kind of waiting to be attacked. They want to get dived on. They want Spartana to use all their mobility so that they can outmaneuver them and then go themselves. There's a copy coming through from Element onto the Tracer, just trying to get a little bit more offensive pressure. Maybe looking for a pulse bomb of sorts. Oh, nearly gets Heather. Does get the stick onto the copy. But both of Spartana's supports have been taken out. Element has zero support here. And Nameless are going to find it again. Nameless's ball chased Kabi into their own spawn. God, this is rough for Spartana. They still have the point cap advantage by just a tiny bit. It's not gonna be that way for long, though. Prodigy's got to find an angle here. Trying to find a way, but he gets all of his cooldowns forced by Tona. nearly got the return kill, but it just wasn't enough. The Kitsune Rush comes through from Sarcastic. Maybe they want to try and force something right now. They've got to find a kill within the next 3 seconds, otherwise Nameless are going to get the chance to restabilize. The B comes out from Ice Ice. They do not want to lose this, although the return B comes out from Mixie. There's going to be no way that they can get a kill through the beat. Element just about comes on top from Heather. That is a numbers advantage for Spartana. They need to be able to convert this. Ice Ice gets knocked off the map by the ball. God, this is not looking rough. It's going to be a very scrappy fight. And with only one healer on the side of Spartana, it's going to be extra rough for them. Can be taken out by Kitty. Uses the bomb to try and stay alive, but it wasn't enough. Sarcastic's in a pretty nice position. Not really risking too much. Although, in the same vein, he's not actually putting that much pressure onto the point. They can't seem to walk up with the ball. The ball seems to be this just incredible, immovable object, with Isis getting knocked off the map once again, and Tona diffing Prodigy once again in the Tracer mirror. The Chinese ball has absolutely no threat to him right now. He can just slam. He can live here. No one's shooting at him. The pulse comes out from the Element's copy, and X does actually get taken out by Prodigy, but Heather diffs Element once again. Prodigy's going to have to do his best to live on the point, but he just can't do it. That's Lijiang Tower going straight over to Nameless. That was a 2-0. That was rough for Spartana. I can't lie. Gonna put some respect on Heather just a little bit. Oh, what a nice 2-tap onto Prodigy. Living that diva dive as well. Honestly, we've been treated in the first map. We really have. EMPR Spartana to pick. But we are off to an electric start. Oh my god. Ignore that little twitch I just did. I agree, Agony. It was clean. It was clean as hell from Nameless. We got to see honestly, it was kind of just, like, panicky from Spartana. But from the side of Nameless, we had some nice, clean engages, and to be honest, they made use of the chaos that they made, so much so to the point where there was a time when Abosh, that's the Chinese name, I need to remember that, where Abosh just could live on point. He could just spin around in a circle, not get shot at, and have his way with Kabi. You could see everybody was stuck in the mini room. Nobody could even walk onto point. That's how much control that Nameless are exerting on that map. So moving on to the next one, we do see the couple of picks coming in here. Got Spartana first to attack on the second map, which is going to be King's Row, with a Wu Yang ban coming in. We are going to get another ban coming in as well from Nameless, but not entirely sure what it's going to be just yet. Interesting that Spartana don't want to deal with the Wu Yang. I don't blame them. That's a lot of spam damage coming through. Especially on a map like King's Row, which is really ideal for those sort of long-range fights. You know, I can see a real use case for the Wu Yang. And especially, they're not going to be feeling great after that map, unfortunately. They need to have a full mental reset. They need to be able to just come into the next map, fresh heads. Right, what are we going to do? Because I think in the sort of hypermobile, chaotic comp that they were trying to run on Lijiang, I feel like the ball was better than the D.Va because the ball is a lot more self-sufficient. And I think Ambush made perfect use of that. I want to put some respect on Heather as well. Heather and Tona. Really clean play out for both the Echo and Tracer players there. Just having a little bit of wait before the next point. King's Row, it's kind of not a surprise that they picked King's Row. I feel like King's Row is the quintessential map of Overwatch. It is the best one in the game, in my opinion. So I'm not entirely sure of who wouldn't pick King's Row given the opportunity. It is worth mentioning as well that this is a best of 5. It's kind of small on the screen there, but it is a best of 5. And so that already 1/3 of the way there. Thank you very much, Agony. Thank you. I see W casting, by the way, in the Twitch chat. Makes me a very happy man. So just while I'm waiting for the last minute to pop. The second ban from the side of Nameless was Reaper. Again, completely valid ban. I respect the Reaper ban. Reaper is so strong at the minute that you just do not want to deal with it. Although, if a hero has been banned, they cannot be banned again. So it is worth mentioning that the Zarya is very much on the table this map. And I think, you know, with one half of the Reaper Zarya combo being banned in each map, you know, you've avoided it for 2 maps. But after this one, I feel like we're going to have a little bit of trouble. Making our way into King's Row. We're going to see what these comps are looking like once again.
Ready for battle.
Interesting. Spartana, I don't take that as the comp that they're actually going to run because they're on attack. They can change at any minute. What I want to give attention to is this Torb from Heather. What's this doing here? This isn't Scrims. He can't just teleport back. This is the comp that they're running out on. Oh, this is going to be good. It's worth mentioning as well. I don't think that Ice is going to stay on this Life Weaver. I think he's just doing it to get the pick from the Widow.
5, 4,
But,
3,
oh my god, I want to see it.
1.
Let's see if we can get a initial pick from Prodigy. The Lucio does peek him. He's not going to find anything though. So we've got a Hazard Zarya matchup here. Now Hazard's one of those characters that just has so many tools at his disposal that he can kind of just do whatever he wants. So it's going to be quite hard for Kawi to move. He's going to have to rely a little bit on Prodigy and E4 to get him the space that he needs. Prodigy on this side angle with Ice trying to find anything. He's being locked down a little bit by the Tracer Torb. E4 working a little bit of a mean angle on the side, trying to give Kabi and Prodigy a little bit of space. Just to find a dink on the Torb, not so much as a kill yet. Kabi forcing point. Nameless actually forced to back off. Prodigy finding Heather. Mate, and he's on track to find Aches as well. Still have support with Ice. He can stay here as long as he wants. And they're actually going to chase him off completely. But Van doesn't even want to, like, contest this. He's looking for Ice though, a little bit far forward on the Lucio, but he's not going to find anything still. The bubble from the Kabi comes through once again. Ice gets out scot-free. And it's interesting to know that they actually are running the Pharah. It's not the map that I would personally think of when I think of Pharah. But E4's not letting that slide. E4's marking the Pharah very, very hard. A couple of ults starting to come online. Kitsune Rush from Eggs does get used. Flashback comes in. And Vorvain immediately jumps in straight away onto the Cass. Finds Kabi, finds Sarcastic. Chases Ice all the way back here. That's a nasty stagger from Tona. Walling off the spawn just for dominance purposes. Tona maybe looking for something on the side. Gonna have to look for something. But I do want to know how Spartana plan to break this. E4 coming in with the dead high noon onto Mixie. Maybe this will be the opportunity they need to walk forwards. It's made them back off quite a long way, and they're still pushing their advantage a little bit further. Kabi pressuring the Hazard on the side. Tona does find Ice. They can't really push this anymore. They don't have the speed to disengage. It's worth noting that they are just kind of in a little bit of an impasse right now. The Hazard can just anchor this point for as long as he wants if they don't find something like on an off angle. They don't do something a little bit crazy. We are coming up on ults. There's a window from Sarcastic to chase them back. That will grant them the little bit of forward push that they need. Although the beat and Hazard ult comes forward from Mixie and Wolverine. The beat doesn't really find anything. Ice returns the beat, but it doesn't really find anything either. And Sarcastic actually takes out Wolverine. And does... Heather tried to get the surprise barrage on Sarcastic, but it just wasn't enough. Sarcastic has that reaction time. You don't catch Sarcastic off guard like that. With Nameless, Nameless are kind of corralled into the corner now. They might get the opportunity to touch, but it's going to look kind of rough. They do get a Kitsune rush onto it, and Kami kind of isolates himself a little bit. He does have the support of his BAP. But he's going to get cleaned up anyway. Prodigy going for a little bit of a Hail Mary Blade. Finds 3! Even then, with the 3k Blade, it wasn't enough. The rest of his team was just too weak. Tona lives with 1 HP. And a reset is forced. Despite Prodigy's best efforts. Tona's probably typing some mad stuff in chat right now. With that AFK strat. RE4 going to continue going main? They are not. They're going to go straight over to the side. With the speed High Noon. High Noon doesn't really find anything. And now no ults are on the table for either team. They have flipped the map successfully though. And with saying that, they're going to have to touch this cart before it comes onto the payload. It looks like they are going to get it. Prodigy takes out Vorvain. And a nice kill onto Heather from E4. And a follow-up onto Aix as well. And a follow-up onto Mixie. The aim from this Cass player on display just then. He won that fight completely for his team. A series of nice picks, one after the other. 1, 2, 3. I'd be kissing E4 if I was Spartana right now. Gives them the leg up they need coming into third point. Vorvain looking to be punished by the window. Isn't going to be punished. That was I like the idea of the window, but it was just a little bit too... Vorvain was just a little bit too fast getting away. Nice lamp to save Prodigy. Prodigy went a little bit deep, but it's okay. He doesn't want to give this Tracer left side access for free. I understand that. He's vying for a little bit of high ground. And E4 coming in with another High Noon. Is he going to find something on this one as well? Nobody does force the entire team away. The grab comes in from Kabi. And he finds Heather, finds Mixie, finds Tona. Kitsune Rush comes through from X. But I don't think it's enough. X gets taken out. Now it's just Vorvain left on the point. Does pop the Primal. Still a little bit of time left before his team comes back to the point. And they are going to come back. B can come out from Ice Ice. He needs to be in retaliation before Tona takes him out. He finds it. No Ajax this time. Blade comes through from Prodigy. He needs to find something. Finds Ace and brings Vorvain down to 1 health. He does find the follow-up. And it's just a cleanup at this point. Kabi finds Tona. Mixie's messing around in the backline, but it was not enough. Considering how desperate and frantic, scrambled, any other word like that Spartana looked on Lijiang, they have looked like the improvement between map 1 and 2 has been indescribable. It really has. That's a 3-point finish with 108 left in the time bank for Spartana. Considering they got 2-0'd in the previous map, I don't think I could have asked for more. Zarya, they were right to ban Zarya.
For battle.
That's all I'll say. Nameless were right to ban Kabi Zarya. I like the Winston a lot more on attack, I will say. Especially like than on defense. If both teams are playing Winston, Winston's fine on defense. Well, versus E4, E4 was able to put him in a pack. Sarcastic as well. I don't want to detract or ignore just how bad of a time that having BAP constantly focus the Winston makes the Winston have. It's really not good for them.
4, 3, 2,
Can Heather get the first pick
attack.
that Prodigy was denied? We will see.
Defend objective A.
He's sticking at it a little bit longer. Oh, Cubby's toying with him. That was disrespectful. Oh, going back onto the Pharah. We are going to see... I'm surprised we're seeing the Pharah, to be honest. Von Veen getting pushed out quite heavily. Tona's already found his way into the backline. Maybe going to go into this cast. He does, with the help of Von Veen. Lamp is not enough. That was just a clean dive. That was an incredibly clean dive. Well, Tona's getting chased by Ice. On super low health, does find the Mega. Tona's going to be out of the fight for a little bit. Vane comes back into the fight. Tries to find something. Although E4 takes out Turner in the backline. It's not really looking good. Heather's forced out as by the same Cass. Honestly, E4 is doing work defending this point. He has been the workhorse of Spartana this round. He's just not giving them any sort of leeway whatsoever. Tona has found his way up once again. And there's going to be another dive coming up on the same target, it looks like. But they managed to get away. Nameless have found their way onto the point. Spartana are vying for control of it once again, though. The Lamp gets forced out to try and save Prodigy, but Prodigy wouldn't have died anyway.
Step right.
High Noon coming back out from E4. Just find a half shot onto Von Veen, and the window from Sarcastic! Blink and you miss it fight, but the window just tore through all three of the people left on point. Spartana are looking incredibly clean this fight. This round. We even got ults coming up. We've got almost 5 ults coming up from Nameless. And 3 coming from Spartana. We have a Kitsune Rush coming out, but we also have a grab coming out. Oh, from Kabi. Was the beat necessary? I don't really think so. Oh, Tona winning the 1v1 there. Can he get out? I really don't think so. Tona just thought, nah, I don't need that pulse bomb anyway. I respect that. Yeah, no beat to respond from Ice because he used it in the previous fight. Heather having a little bit of a field day. Taking out E4 once again. Oh, what a nice pick onto Prodigy as well. Yeah, they used Grav Blade and Beat in the same fight. I don't know if there was just a lack of communication or what. That seemed like a little bit of a waste, I can't lie. Now, EMPR Spartana are still pretty broke in terms of ultimates. The only real one that's going to come up in like the next fight is E4's High Noon. But Von Veen has Primal that he can use to just put EMPR in a corral. He's going to dive in, gets booped away by Ice. Nice denial on the engage there, but they're still just pushing point for free. E4 does take out Heather though. No, the dive does come in properly now. Zero mercy. Tona coming in with Von Veen. Chasing down Ice to finish him off. The cleanup kills come through. Von Vane tries to find them as well. Does find E4, but not much else. But Tona just find Kabia. Every single time I look away, something else happens. Some nice tracking from Tona, pushing the Lucio Tracer all the way back into the spawn. God, the control that Nameless are putting out now is insane. They've been able to do Street Space for free. They've only had to have one real fight. That's hardly fair. High Noon from E4. It's had a decent track record from his. Oh, nearly finds Muxi. Not quite, though. Although he does find Vane. Another missed pulse bomb from Tona. That one was less of a throw. Still finds nothing nonetheless. Tona's still in the backline, gets taken out by Prodigy. As E4's pushing forward, trying to find anything he can. Now, this is what we were after. This is the control of Street Space that they shouldn't have let Nameless have in the first place.
How's it going?
Kind of low energy. They are coming over left side. Do they know? Sarcastic does know. Backing up a little bit. Prodigy working a nice flank. Maybe he's looking for a pulse bomb here. Onto Muxi. But Muxi just... The movement from Muxi denies that completely. Both tanks do go down. Ice Ice comes out with the beat. Gonna try and go very aggressive onto Eggs. Does find it. And even finds it onto Heather. Has the support of Prodigy and E4. No way they're getting out of that. This is the control that EMPR Spartana were showing on their attack, and now they're finally waking up. They're finally showing it off their defense. Heather does turn over to the Cassidy. Finally realizing that maybe E4 was kind of putting him in a little bit of a pack. This final fight approaches. Both support ults come on the side of Nameless, but absolutely no support ults on the side of Spartana. They're going to have to pull off some miracles to make this happen. E4 dead high nooning in the face of a Kitsune rush. How brave. Unfortunately, there's not much left to say for EMPR Spartana. They had support ults, they did. We didn't. Go next. That's what's being said in comms right now. Already getting high ground control for Vodavane. Although there is only 1 minute and a half left for Nameless to push this map to the end of the map. Kabi looking for a grab here. Wants to stop the momentum of Nameless while he has the option. Oh, he gets caught on the corner! That's so sad. Prodigy dodges a pulse bomb from Tona. But after that grab, they're going to have to find something else. Grab wasn't enough by itself. Prodigy taking the Tracer duel with Tona. Not really finding anything. Heather takes out E4! For the first time this map, changing off Farad really did wonders for him. Kabi forced into a little bit of an unfortunate position. Still playing the anchor though. Needs to back up now. A window comes through from Sarcastic. He's able to force out Vodavane quite well. Oh, finds the kill onto Vodavane at the last moment. Completely stopping the Kitsune rush in its tracks. They can't move forward without their Winston. Heinen comes forward from Heather. And he fights Sarcastic! In what world? Comes back from E4. The beat comes back from Muxi. However, Ice Ice is going to have his own beat and the triple! The triple kill with the high noon. The fourth onto Eggs. Can he find the fifth? Yes, he can onto Vodavane. What an insane high noon! Confirmed by the grab, but the actual person to pull the trigger was E4. Securing them King's Row.
Play of the game.
They're not going to let Nameless have a map for free. They are absolutely pushing this to a 1-1. No 3 Overwatch in this lobby. Not a chance. God, what a... Both of these maps so far have been incredible. And I'm so impressed. I think E4 stepped it up, that fight. I'm going to start doing MVPs, right? I think we're going to start doing MVPs. MVP for Li Jiang, undeniably Heather. MVP for King's Row, undeniably E4. He did work, that map. Oh my god. Need to calm down a little bit. Next map that we're going to be looking at is Junkertown. That's an odd choice, to be honest. Oh, I really like that. Nightmare saw what E4 was capable of on the cast, immediately bans it next map. That's incredible. They do not want to deal with that again. However, like I pointed out at the start of King's Row, this means that the Zarya ban is exhausted and the Reaper ban is exhausted. To be fair, I don't think we'll be seeing that on Junkertown anyway. But keep going forward. I expect to see Zarya Reaper at some point. I just don't know when. God. I think as well, it's worth noticing that they do have different, like, tank players for different, like, tank characters. Abosh was obviously the ball player that we saw in Li Jiang, and, you know, he did work on ball. Vodvayne tried his best on Winston, but I think he kind of got... It wasn't even just a tank diff. I don't think that, you know, Kabi on Zarya was the main threat towards Abosh. It was E4, and it was sarcastic on BAP, actually. Like, we saw a lot of pressure being put on the Winston. As you can see, the other ban from Spartana, it's Kiriko. As we go into Junkertown for our third map. As I fix the map counter. There we go, looking good.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see the Widow on this fight. Well, it is only on attack side, so they could change it at the last moment. Who knows? We are seeing Brig Bap. That's a comp I've not seen in a long time. That means they're expecting heavy dive from the side of Nameless. We are seeing a Wu Yang. I don't think that's going to change. I think that Wu Yang is just the comp that they're going to be running. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a mismatch in terms of the comp structure, if that's the case.
5, 4, 3.
Because Nameless right now are playing some pretty long-range poke stuff. And Spartana are expecting a really heavy dive. It could change, though. Yeah, it's going to change. Now looking at Winston Tracer Genji. Widow comps on this map might be dead. Vodvayne just trying to get as much, like, attention on himself as possible. He doesn't want to deal with that. So Heather takes his place, trying to force Kabi off the high ground. And he does actually manage it. Now his next job is to force the backline off stairs, which is going to be a much harder challenge. Kabi's trying to anchor point as D.Va. He's kind of managing it, although it's still a little bit rough. Tona's already made his way back into the backline, forcing out the recall from Prodigy. It's forced back, though, once again. Muxie's trying to bend some shots back onto the stairs just to try and force Ice Ice out, but Ice Ice is not giving him any room to play with. Gonna still fighting with his Tracer, not letting him have anything. And honestly, Spartana are doing a really good job at just holding them at this single point. Kabi's doing a great job anchoring. Nobody's letting them past. Ice Ice can sit on these stairs forever, if need be. Doesn't even need to move. And Kabi hasn't left the point because he hasn't had to. Although, speaking of, we are seeing a little bit more of a fight go down with E4 taking out the entire enemy team from that far high ground. Didn't even use ult. He does have overclock to play with. I think E4 is going to be the ones that I'm going to have to keep an eye on. Everyone else's job is pretty simple at the moment. Kabi just anchors point. Prodigy handles the Tracer duel. Except they're trying to go back left side again. It's looking kind of... It was looking kind of sketchy for a second, but then they just back off again. Dona going in, uses Pulse again. Bomb to try and get a kill. It gets lammed. Although the overclock is coming in from E4. He finds Tona and Vodvin. Finds a shot onto X as well. Gets finished off by Kabi.
Appreciate it.
I think EMPR Spartana have woke up. I think they've, their alarm clocks went off. They've had their coffee. They're ready. They have a rally to play with. No amount of Nano Blade from X and Heather is going to stop them. Unless they can take out this nut. Unless they can immediately take out the rally. We're going to find out. The Nano gets misplaced! The Nano went onto Vodvin instead! The rally comes out and he does manage to actually stop Vodvin a little bit. He's just getting spammed out. That's minus 1,000 HP nearly. Kabi does get D-Mex and killed after taking out AX. But they are not out. The DPS from Spartana are good enough to hold this, especially if AX is dead. All it takes is E4 to find one pick. For Prodigy to find one pick. Don't have as much access on the backline as maybe they thought. Kabi comes back. Force out the Diva. So the window comes through from Sarcastic, although they are LOSing it very, very well. Heather has found a side route, but it doesn't matter. E4's found his own side route. Taking out Heather and Vodvin. And the predictive tracking on Muxie as well. He makes it look easy. Nameless, not even getting one checkpoint.
Switching sides.
I mean, E4 is the star of the show right now. He really is. Although, that said, I do not want to take away from Kabi, Ice Ice, and Sarcastic. And Prodigy. Everyone's working. They're doing their job very well. It just might not be as flashy as E4. Sarcastic hasn't died. No one's died on the entire team. The only person that's died is Kabi. When he greeted a little bit for the Ana.
Ready for battle.
Other than that, they've had a perfect game. They really have had a perfect game. I don't know if we're keeping this. I kind of hope we are. Aww. It would have been a bit BM. It would have been a bit disrespectful. I know, so I can see why they didn't.
How can you be good at shooting in real life, but so bad in games?
Interesting that Heather is running the sim this time around. Just trying to get a little bit more anti-dive. They're really expecting something really heavy like a Genji Tracer. I think they're going to be disappointed. I think they're going to be a bit disappointed. Probably just trying to get position. They are on Sigma. They're playing very hard poke anti-dive on the side of Nameless. But they've had such little space to work with that I honestly don't really love it. They're going to have to do so much work. They're going to have to stop them from pushing for so long with such little space that I think I would have preferred a little bit more of a like active playstyle. Jonah just jumps down and somehow gets away. Although saying that, EMPR Spartana have a beautiful crossfire on Vorvain at this point. E4 is in very strict control of left side. Ice is brawling on the front line. He's not playing anti-dive, he's playing brawl. Who needs a Lucio? Oops. And the cleanup kills come through from Kabi and E4. That was a bit stompy. That was a little bit stompy. It was incredibly clean, as a matter of fact. It was incredibly clean. The crossfire that Kabi set up with E4, and then Prodigy came back up. Prodigy came from the back to back them up. Beautiful. Cinema.
This ends now.
Here's a better look at the overclock that we missed the first half of before.
Recharging.
E4 once again putting on a clinic. He has been so good this entire time. Apart from the first map, you know, Lijiang, you know, they were playing against a ball comp. Maybe they just struggle against ball. Who knows? Because apart from that, they have done ridiculous things. I think it's honestly not even... The last map, I can't lie, was not that close. It was a little bit of a stomp. I think it's going to be a little bit... Right, I don't know how to word this properly, but Nameless have a lot of slack to pick up in order to keep pace with Spartana. They really do. They looked incredible on the first map, and then ever since, they faltered a little bit on King's Row. And then on Junkertown, maybe their mental boomed. Who knows? But they've not looked the best. However, coming on to map number 4, we're going to come into Esperanza with a Diva and a Freya as the bans. No more Kabi Diva. And Kabi Diva has been quite a menace, to say the least. His Zarya was good on King's Row. His Diva was great on Junkertown. Nobody's played Freya the entire map, for all of the maps. So I don't really understand the Freya ban. Maybe it's just fear. Maybe Freya is, like, unreasonably good in Esperanza. Who knows? Just waiting for the map to start. Maybe a little bit of technical difficulties going on. Okay. And going in. We find ourselves on Esperanza in a little bit of a pre-match skirmish. Love that.
Initiating match.
And now we finally... Yeah, now Esperanza and push in general is very, very infamous, we'll say, for favoring very fast, very brawly, very scrappy types of comps. So I want to see if we're going to stick to that norm, or whether one of these teams is going to give us something a little bit more exotic. Very interesting to see.
Ready for battle.
No, although this does mark the return of Abosh Ball. We're not going to be seeing the Kabi Diva, we're going to be seeing the Kabi Zarya. We're going to be seeing Zarya, Tracer, Cass, Lucio, Kitty on the side of Spartana, and Ball, Kiriko, Lucio, Pharah, Tracer on the side of Nameless. I don't know if I fancy Heather's chances on Pharah after the performance that E4's put on the past couple maps. But we're going to see. You're going to see what kind of work Heather can do on this Pharah. Can put a lot of spam down on point, but if Spartana can just hold their ground, avoid those sight lines, the spam won't really achieve much. Ball going in for a slam onto E4. Is it going to result in anything? No, it actually results in Heather getting taken down. And the cleanup kills come through thick and fast. Sarcastic finding AX. Both supports being cleaned up in that little side room. They put themselves in there for... well, I think they just had nowhere else to go. And they just couldn't find the dive. I think that the Ball is going to struggle a lot versus E4. He tried to get the slam off. It was, in theory, you know, he hit it. The timing was good for the rest of his team. But E4 just has the flash. E4 has the flash to stun the Ball. And it's just not as easy as a dive as you might initially think. Slam just come through from Abosh. Wasn't the best one that I've ever seen. But they're just struggling a little bit, trying to control a point at this point. Heather is on a mean flank right now. But drops to low ground. E4 finds that kill. I think the best thing I can say to that is it was just like a lamb walking into slaughter. E4 being the slaughter. As they find the first checkpoint. Considering how dominant Abosh and Ball looked on the first map Lijiang, this is a very strange look for them.
Enemy's got the robot. Don't let him get away.
Prodigy just holding the fort down on point. Isn't going to really find anything. Sarcastic with the Kisner Rush. The stick onto E4 does find him, but there's 2 kills onto Eggs and Abosh. I don't know if that kill onto E4 is going to be enough to win them the fight. Prodigy just about doesn't find Heather. Doesn't have the help. But that's fine, they can just flip. They have forward sports anyway. Who's going to stop them? A B on the side of Spartana. So they can live this Kitsune rush that's coming from AX. The B comes out early to to fight off the mines. But the mines just get left by Abosh. And E4's back in his power position on top of this ledge. Heather's just trying to play super fast, spamming down. I want to see this Kitsune rush onto high ground from X. Getting ready for it. They're waiting. Waiting for the Ball to be able to come in. He does. Ball comes in. The grab comes in from Kabi though. On the sidelines. Doesn't find quite what they're looking for. Sarcastic does take down Toner. And Heather gets chased down. This fight is going to get turned. Ice. Finding a double onto Heather and Muxie. Soon to find one more onto AX. He does so with the help of Prodigy. And they can keep pushing. The Ball is not enough of a threat on his own, although Ice is going to have to back off now. Oh, gets taken out by Heather and Toner. Toner gets taken out by E4 and Sarcastic. Every single time I switch to someone, they get immediately popped. E4 back in their power position. Prodigy trying to be a little bit more aggressive, not wanting this bot to push forward. Contesting against the Ball on the payload, although he does need to fight off Toner as well at the same time. There is a Kitsune coming out from Sarcastic. Not quite fast enough to find Ice Ice. The barrage from Heather takes out E4, but gets traded immediately after by Kabi. Kabi still making use of the Kitsune rush. Suzu gets wasted from X. And Arbosh is so low. Is he going to get chased out? No, he gets support from X. He can just live to be chaos. Finds a little bit of a mega health pack, trying to get another engage. Once again, the bot is moving forward towards the halfway point, courtesy of Tona. And he finds a minefield. Is he going to get anything? Not really. He does find E4 and Sarcastic. Forces them away from the rest of their team. And this should be a nice cleanup from Heather. Some nice kills coming through. The ball being the one that gets the final blows. Reaping the rewards of that minefield. Is this going to be the point where Nameless finally get what 0.1 meters on the bot? I think so. But with a 78.3 meter advantage, Spartana have quite a big advantage. Does maybe a dive coming in from this side lane? Abush is looking for it. Finds it onto Kabi. But doesn't really get much of it. Dive gets forced out, they live the dive, and now they're free to do whatever they want. The beat can come back through. Oh, but E4 immediately getting squished by Arbosh. Arbosh going on to Sarcastic. Maybe he's going to find something. Sarcastic's 1 HP, TP's away, and does get taken out by the ball. And he's going to find Ice Ice as well. Maybe Prodigy to follow. No, Prodigy gets 2 kills of his own onto Heather and AX. I think it might have been a little bit in vain, though. He got his exit kills, but it wasn't enough to win the fight. Trying to pressure E4 a little bit. Isn't going to find much. Now it's Spartana that's got to force their way back onto point. Although they, they have a decent lead. They're not too worried just yet. They've still got a couple fights left. Prodigy trying to protect them from getting the checkpoint. Stalls just long enough for the rest of the team to come back. Oh, a big 3-man grab from Kabi. It doesn't quite find... Oh, it does find X. Okay. Beats come out from both Lucios. Just extending the fight here. Prodigy just get taken out by Muxi. And a barrage from Heather takes E4 quite... catches him a little bit off guard. Giving Heather the space they need to clean up the rest of the fights with the help of Arbosh. Yeah, not giving Kabi that kill. Not a chance. They are going to get the checkpoint. And to be honest, Nameless are kind of finding their groove again. They really lost it on Junkertown. But these ball comps seem like this is their strength. This is what they should play into. Heather finding Prodigy in that side room. Not actually getting the kill, though. Tona finding a sticky onto E4 as Arbosh finds Ice Ice. That was just a clean dive. Spartana just walked onto point. You can't just walk onto point. Nice flick onto Prodigy. You can't just walk onto point all willy-nilly when Nameless are completely set up. And X finds Ice Ice. That just completely crippled the push from Spartana. Ball's wreaking havoc in the backline a little bit, all the way back to the front line now. It's not letting this car get pushed any further forwards. Ice is trying to push forward with the rest of his team. Does maybe gets an opportunity onto the ball, not quite. The Kitsune rush comes out from Sarcastic, but they're all still fighting Tona in the backline. Tona's managed to take 3 of their attention so that Prodigy can find Muxi. And they finally break the chokehold, but that's a massive lead for Nameless now. They not only need to push the 108 meters back to the start. They also need to push further than 78.3. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Dive and mines coming from Abosh. Not really finding anything. The Kitty and Cass both make it out unscathed. That actually puts Cass in quite a nice position. Souza gets forced out and he does find the kill onto Heather, but it's not enough because their barrage from Heather actually found multiple. Such a nice ult from Heather to clean up the fight. And Nameless take Esperanza. They're tying it up. It's 2-2. The next map is going to be the big deal breaker. A Lucio play of the game. Nice black screen. Oh, that's how Prodigy died? That's rough for Prodigy. That's just unlucky, man. Going into the next one, the tiebreaker map is going to be Ilios. No chance for draw. Control. I take it back, it's been changed. Looking at Suravasa instead, with finally they're banning the ball. I think Spartana figured out that ball is Nameless's secret weapon. If they can get rid of the ball, I think they can get rid of the entire map. I think they can get rid of most of the threat from Nameless. Because when forced to play traditionally, Nameless hasn't been the best at keeping pace with Spartana. When they're playing this off-ball, this weird ball comp, yeah, they've been looking amazing. But it's just not... It's not been pretty when they've played tanks other than ball. It's interesting to see whether Arbosh is going to stay in or whether Vorvain is going to keep going, even though the ball's been banned. Be very interesting to see. Personally, I think that Vorvain will come back in if Arbosh doesn't feel particularly confident. But maybe Arbosh wants to try his luck. And I think, without sounding like horrible, I think that Maxime, the coach, is going to look at... you know what? Never mind, I stand corrected. Vorvain's coming back in. They have faith in him. With the ball ban, but also the Baptiste ban. That's a really big blow for Sarcastic. I think they've definitely realized who the alpha threats on the team are. My Bap, you sods. So rude, says Sarcastic. I agree. They figured out the secret source that Spartana had. I was about to say something that I cannot say live on air. I was going to make an analogy that's not the most PG. Let's just say that Sarcastic is putting out a lot of impact from the back. That sounds worse than what I was going to say. Jesus. So with the ball banned, we're looking at another Vorvain monkey. And we're still seeing this Heather Farah, which I do like. I think Heather has been waking up a little bit on the Farah, and they should lean into it. Both teams looking at a little bit of a sim escape. Both going Tracer. I think it'll be interesting because they do have this back pocket Farah on the side of Nameless that might really win it for them. Wait a minute. Kabi nearly gets taken out straight away. Has to back away. Nameless are in full control of the point. There's nothing else that they can do now. They have to back off. They have to go in once again. Heather putting down a lot of fire down main. They have to respect it. They can't just walk freely. Tono's well controlling from the side. Actually finding their way onto E4 and Sarcastic. However, it doesn't actually find anything. The Suzy gets forced out, but that's about it. Recall forced out from Prodigy. Kiriko's being attacked on X, 29 HP remaining, but Kabi just can't find the kill. As Heather finds Prodigy, X is going to live. And even find a dink onto Sarcastic that allows for Vayne to find the follow-up kill. Nameless are looking very, very good at the moment.
Nice. Keep it up.
They're still playing that scrappy style. Even without the ball, the Winston will work just fine. And now we've got to enter into this building. It's already going to be a little bit of a rough task. But Sarcastic takes out X. Where did that come from?
Let me balance you out so fast.
That's just a bit of a cross-map play. Heather gets taken out by Kabi and E4 as well. E4 in a very good position. I'm trying to find Muxie. Muxie's just a little bit too fast for him. It's okay. He'll farm Vorvain instead. The beat does come out from Muxie, but the Kitsune comes out from Sarcastic. Maybe he's going to take out Vorvain. He does manage to find it. Manages to save E4 as well from the Tracer Lucio duo. Just about misses the melee. Spartana have actually managed to reclaim that from an incredible Kitsune rush from Sarcastic. And they still have 4 ults left to play with. In comparison, Nameless only have 3. One of them is the Kitsune rush, though. So it'll be very... I think... I need to stop saying it'll be very interesting. But I want to see how he uses this Kitsune rush. We've got a barrage as well. Maybe he's looking for it. Got an overclock from E4. Beats coming out from the side of Spartana. But they don't really find anything with it. Whereas Heather has this barrage. Has to delay it because of the bomb. But maybe he's going to look for it now. Immediately demechs the D.Va. No D.Va for you, but it's still... They still are in control of the point. E4 cannot be moved off. That's what a nice shot onto Tona. And despite looking horrible for them at the start, EMPR Spartana take the first point. 1 out of 3 to win to take home the entire series. This Pharah pick, whilst is good, it's flashy. It gets them picks, but if they doesn't find it might not find the consistent value that the Soj finds, but more importantly that the Tracer finds. Just took out Winston. Bit of an aggressive jump in with the recall force from Tona. This is a great opportunity for Prodigy to find them, and he does so with the help of E4. Simple cap for Spartana. I think the Winston is a little bit too squishy on most of these dives. He's got a lot of... And Spartana have a lot of options to just deny it straight up. Coming top left as it stands. With, again, Ice finding the whip onto the Winston, denying him the attack. But with that, we're going to find Prodigy on a nice little flank. Trying to find whatever he can. Winston in a bit of a bad situation. Once again, he doesn't even have Primal. The stick onto Prodigy, but he recalls away. The Winston does find 2, although gets taken out by himself. And finds the kitty as well with the help of Kabi. Kabi's not even in his mech anymore. The beat comes through from Muxie, although the Kitsune comes out from Sarcastic. Suze comes through. It's still not looking good. The Sarcastic does manage to get himself back to safety. As E4 pushes on to point with an overclock available to use. Decides it's not worth it, not today. Although the point's still being stalled by Prodigy. Do they want to keep going with this? They do have the overclock and they have a beat coming in to support it very soon. The beat comes in to support. The overclock doesn't really find anything. Just go onto the backline to get to the kitty kill. The kitty kill goes away. The beat runs dry. Although Kabi does find the kitty. Spartana do have the numbers advantage for this fight. Looking for the Lucio. Gets lost in the source a little bit. With the blade coming through from Heather. To find E4 after taking out Prodigy. 1 kill, I think, is going to be enough. Although they will not let it go. They're still fighting this with a Kitsune Rush coming through from Eggs in a desperate attempt to get rid of it. Although Eggs gets taken out by Kabi, Tona does find Ice. And Heather takes out Sarkasi. They're still using more ults. They still don't want to lose it. They want to bleed them dry on this fight. God, Kabi finding kill after kill after kill. But it's maybe quite possibly the longest fight of Overwatch that I've seen in a very long time. Vayne nearly dies for that kill onto Kabi as well. What am I watching? And they're going to have new ults all over again soon. With another Kitsune Rush coming up for Sarcastic. And Muxi basically has his beat once again. Oh, a nice remake for Kabi. Completely denying the Primal. Winston goes solo. Vayne gets taken out. The beat comes out from Muxi, but it's too late. It's still a 3v5. A beat can't fix that. And Prodigy onto Ajax. Can he find this kill? Ajax takes him out once again. Kabi takes out Ajax though to finish it out. Unless they can come in with an insane recontest. I think Spartana have this. And Winston does come back in, but he doesn't have any more Primal. He has no more support else to help him. He just get melted. He's taken out by Kabi. They've got to give this. Yep, no more gas in the tank for Nameless. This is coming up on a 2-0 for Spartana. Can they get a 3-0 on Sunavasa? They're begging for it. They want it. And they have a full stack of ults to use in this next fight when Nameless really don't. This should be a pretty free fight for them. Because Nameless are the ones that have to entry onto them. They're walking into 5 ults. This is Lambs to the slaughter. Kitsune Rush comes out from Sarcastic. It becomes a target immediately, but it's not enough. He does actually manage to find his way out because some amazing TPs. Although Kabi taking out the entire front line, no slouch either. Prodigy. Oh, thinking better of it than to chase those two. And they managed to flip the point only using Kitsune Rush. They still have 4 ults remaining. What a flick onto Torna with Kabi to take it back. Suzu forced out from X. E4 finding the kitty with the overclock. D-meching the Diva. Chasing even further, trying to kill the Lucio. Genji's out. But poor Vayne. Forced to run all the way back to spawn to get his character back. Oh, hey, you hate to see it. Heather does have a blade to play with. So that is worth considering here. And a Kitsune Rush to support it if he needs. Kitsune Rush comes out. Is he going to pop the blade or is he just going to go... they're just going to entry with Kitsune Rush. They're just giving them the point. Okay. Yeah, Nameless will take that. Now Vayne could just anchor on the corner. Oh, the blade comes out from Heather, but it gave Ice enough time to get the beat off. He does actually find the Sojourn, but he's probably going to get taken out himself. No way he doesn't. No way he lives that. Tona finds Ice and is currently on a little bit of an ego play. But it's working out for him. Saying that, Vayne's leaving the point and Sarcastic comes back with a Kitsune Rush of his own. Kabi with the 3K onto Tona, X, and Heather. Wins this 3-0 map. EMPR Spartana wins this 3-0 on Sunavasa to beat 3-2 in the series as a whole. Well done. Well done to both teams. The maps that EMPR Spartana won, though, my god, they look dominant. They look dominant on Sunavasa. They look dominant on Junkertown. They looked pretty good on King's Row as well. I don't think I could have asked for a better match to cast than that. Honestly, I'm incredibly happy with that. I'm going to celebrate a bit of EMPR Spartana in chat. I want to see that. I want to see a bit of appreciation for my players. Because that was... I don't know if I should show the replay codes. Oh well. Yeah, 3-2 to EMPR Spartana. Very well played. Nameless on when they had the opportunity to play the ball, they destroyed them. It was not close. The ball comp for Nameless is definitely their best comp. They should play into that more. But Spartana, when they couldn't rely on the ball, Spartana were just looking clean. They knew exactly the win con that they were going for. They knew exactly how to split Nameless up. They knew exactly how to carve their attention away from each other. And the individual play from everyone on the team was genuinely incredible. If I've got to give a MVP to each team, I think MVP for... Oh god. MVP for Spartana is definitely split between Kabi and E4. They both... Kabi really sort of like... He was solid for every single map. On Sudavasa, he was dominant. Kabi was incredible on Sudavasa. And E4 just ripped Nameless apart for those other two maps. I love in chat here. Oh, this is great. Some Kabi love. We love that. And we've got some calling out of the Nameless backline. Rough. You hate to see that. Muxine X, yeah, I think Muxine X just couldn't hold a candle to Sarcastic and Ice Ice in this match specifically. It was just a bit of a rough game for them all. I think Arbosh was definitely the MVP on the side of Nameless. Having the ball comp there was just an incredible asset for them. That's where they really shined on the ball comp. With some very honourable mentions to Heather and Tona. Specifically on Heather on Lijiang Tower specifically was great. On Echo. Tona was performing on Tracer the entire way through. But honestly, God, I'm so... Like, that was such a hype match being a... being a 5-map slugfest. And I think it came down to the comps, mainly. When Nameless can play ball comp, they roll. Although, I say roll, Esperanza was not a stomp. Esperanza, if you remember, Spartana pushed it all the way to 78.8, like 3 meters or something like that, before getting reverse swept all the way up to 108. They were no slouch, even on the ball maps. Lijiang Tower, they were kind of just finding their footing. That's fine. By Junkertown, I think it was clear that, you know, Spartana had a little bit of secret sauce to them. And even when Sarcastic's BAP got banned on Sudavasa, he kept his cool. His mental didn't break. He just went on the kitty. And honestly, put up like a kitty performance that was just as good as his BAP. Not quite as good as his BAP because his BAP was pretty bloody amazing. But still, really good performance all around. Round of applause for Spartana. Very good. So I think that's me done. That's all of my yapping that I'm going to do tonight. Thank you for all the follows. I'm going to read them out. I'm going to read them out real quick. All the new ones. Gili Cuerda, Adel451, Ozix6, Vivizilli, Overwatch Agony, Buddy, Goibrello, DPS Stink, and Imro. Thank you all so much. I'm going to leave you with somebody else. Where do you guys want to go? Who do we want to raid? Sort by Overwatch, viewers low to high. Let's make someone's day. I'm not raiding Anton Coco. I fucking hate him. Let's do someone who I don't know. Let's do you and Overwatch. Let's go there. Oh, he's also casting FaceIt. Yep, you're going here. Show him some appreciation, okay? I was unable to raid. That's fire. That's great. Okay, you're going somewhere else. Let's go to this guy. Nemo. Whoever we go to, just... Okay, we're not raiding, apparently. Maybe my account's too new. Who knows? Arcos. It won't let me raid anyone. Okay, you'll just have to find your own thing. Prodigy, thank you for the follow. You did bits on Tracer. I can't even lie. You had a really good showing. Good stuff, Prodigy. Yeah, unfortunately it's not going to let me raid anyone. No, I'm just gonna end stream in that case. Who is it? I can do like a manual raid. Yeah, go to Ewan_Overwatch. EWAN_Overwatch. Give him some love. He's on 8 viewers, give him some love. Because I can't. Anyway, I hope you all have a good night. Thank you all for coming.